It was midnight when I first encountered the antique portrait that would become an ominous presence in my new home. The air was thick with an unspoken unease as I explored the dimly lit rooms, each step echoing through the old Victorian mansion. The only source of light was the flickering flame of the candle I held, casting long, dancing shadows on the walls. The portrait, adorned with an ornate gold frame, hung prominently in the foyer. Its subject, a stern-faced man with hollow eyes and a twisted expression, seemed to follow me with his gaze as I moved through the space. The details of the painting were strikingly realistic, capturing the essence of a tormented soul frozen in time. As the flame of my candle wavered, I couldn't shake the feeling that the atmosphere around me shifted, as if the very essence of the house responded to my presence. Intrigued and unnerved, I decided to investigate the history of the painting. The old records in the local library revealed a tale of tragedy and malevolence connected to the portrait. The man depicted was a once respected figure in the town, accused of heinous crimes that stained his reputation and ultimately led to his demise. Legend had it that the artist who painted the portrait infused it with dark magic, binding the man's tortured soul to the canvas. Skeptical but increasingly uneasy, I continued to live with the portrait, feeling its unsettling presence with every passing day. Strange occurrences became a regular part of my life: whispers in the dead of night, inexplicable drafts that sent chills down my spine, and the distinct feeling of being watched. The cracks on the portrait's surface deepened over time, seemingly aging in tandem with the malevolent force that emanated from it. It became a focal point of my nightmares, the twisted face haunting my sleep with visions of a tortured soul desperate for release. One fateful night, as the clock struck midnight, an otherworldly coldness enveloped the house. I found myself drawn to the portrait, compelled by an unseen force. The eyes of the tormented man seemed to plead with me, urging me to unravel the dark secret that bound him to the canvas. With trembling hands, I touched the cracked surface of the portrait. A surge of energy coursed through me, and the room plunged into darkness. Whispers grew louder, and the air became heavy with a palpable malevolence. In that chilling moment, I felt a connection to the tormented soul within the painting. As the hours passed, I delved into the depths of the portrait's history, confronting the sins of the man it depicted. It became clear that only by acknowledging the darkness and seeking redemption could the tortured soul find peace. The antique portrait became a conduit between our worlds, a bridge to a realm where the past and present collided. The malevolent force, once confined to the canvas, began to dissipate, and the cracks on the portrait slowly faded away. With the first light of dawn, the oppressive atmosphere lifted, and the house seemed to exhale a sigh of relief. The antique portrait, now a mere reflection of its former ominous self, retained only traces of the tortured soul that had once haunted its frame. In the aftermath of this haunting experience, I couldn't help but wonder if the malevolent force had found redemption through our shared journey. The portrait, once a harbinger of darkness, now stood as a testament to the power of confronting the shadows that linger in the corners of our existence. The house, no longer weighed down by the sins of the past, became a sanctuary of newfound tranquility. Yet, the memory of that fateful night and the malevolent force within the antique portrait would forever remain etched in the corridors of my mind. It was a frigid night, the moon shrouded in ominous clouds as I found myself drawn to the desolate coastal town that seemed frozen in time. The salty breeze carried with it the melancholic whispers of the sea, echoing through the abandoned streets and dilapidated buildings. The town, once a bustling hub of maritime activity, now stood as a haunting reminder of a bygone era. As the clock struck midnight, I stood on the edge of the icy shoreline, mesmerized by the distant silhouette of a shipwreck that had long been claimed by the relentless waves. The skeletal remains of the vessel jutted out from the water like a macabre monument to the perils of the sea. It was said that the ship had met its tragic fate decades ago, succumbing to treacherous currents and unforgiving rocks that lurked beneath the surface. The night air seemed to vibrate with an ethereal melody, an enchanting yet mournful song that beckoned me closer to the edge of the water. The haunting notes seemed to emanate from the very depths of the shipwreck, resonating with the souls of the drowned crew who met their watery graves beneath the unforgiving waves. Compelled by an otherworldly force, I waded into the freezing waters, the chills seeping into my bones. The siren song grew louder, its hypnotic allure guiding me towards the eerie glow that emanated from the submerged remnants of the ship. It was as if the spirits of the drowned crew sought solace in drawing the living into their watery realm, a realm where the boundary between life and death blurred into an unsettling dance. As I approached the shipwreck, the spectral figures of the drowned crew materialized before me. Their ethereal forms were draped in seaweed, their eyes empty voids that seemed to hold the weight of unspoken tragedies. The siren song reached a haunting crescendo, echoing in harmony with the mournful wails of the drowned souls. Without uttering a word, the ghostly crew conveyed their grievances, the injustices they suffered, the betrayal of the unforgiving sea, and the insatiable desire for revenge against the living. The air became charged with a malevolent energy, and the temperature around me plummeted as the vengeful spirits sought to draw me into their spectral realm. In the moonlit waters, the drowned crew reached out with spectral hands, their touch sending shivers down my spine. Their anguished cries reverberated in the stillness of the night as they sought retribution for the fate that had befallen them. It became clear that the siren song, once an enchanting melody, was now a harbinger of doom, a prelude to the impending judgment the spirits sought to unleash upon the living. In a moment of clarity, I realized the perilous nature of my predicament. The drowned crew, trapped in a watery purgatory, sought to drag the living into the abyss of their eternal torment. With every ounce of willpower, I resisted the spectral hands that clawed at me, inching my way back to the safety of the shore. As I emerged from the freezing waters, the siren song waned, and the ghostly figures retreated into the shadows of the shipwreck. The desolate coastal town fell silent once more, the echoes of the spectral lament lingering in the air. The moon emerged from behind the clouds, casting an eerie glow on the abandoned landscape. I stumbled away from the shore, my heart pounding with the weight of the supernatural encounter. The siren song still echoed in my ears, a haunting reminder of the drowned crew and their thirst for revenge. The coastal town, with its secrets buried beneath the waves, stood as a testament to the chilling reality that some tales are better left undisturbed, lost to the depths of the sea and the passage of time. The discovery of a forgotten journal in the dusty confines of my attic would unveil a tale that transcended the boundaries of time and whispered of a love that defied societal norms. It all began one gloomy afternoon, as I stumbled upon the weathered pages that held the secrets of a forbidden love, etched in ink that seemed to echo the pain of the past. The journal belonged to a woman named Eleanor, and its brittle pages chronicled the tragic saga of her clandestine affair with a man named Samuel. Their love, born in the shadows of disapproval, unfolded against the backdrop of a bygone era where societal norms dictated the course of one's heart. As I delved into the entries, I felt a spectral chill in the air, as if the ghosts of the past were awakening from their slumber. The forbidden romance unfolded like a Shakespearean tragedy, with Eleanor and Samuel navigating a treacherous landscape of secrecy and deceit. Their love, kindled in stolen glances and whispered promises, faced insurmountable odds that only fueled the intensity of their passion. The final entry, penned with a quivering hand, revealed the heart-wrenching demise of the star-crossed lovers. The weight of societal expectations had grown too heavy, and their love was deemed unacceptable by the unforgiving eyes of those around them. Forced apart, they vowed to reunite in the afterlife, where their love could blossom without fear of judgment. As I reached the last words of the journal, a profound sense of foreboding settled over me. The atmosphere in the attic became dense, and shadows seemed to dance with an otherworldly energy. Suddenly, the room plunged into darkness, and the air became charged with an eerie stillness. Before my eyes, the vengeful spirits of Eleanor and Samuel materialized, their spectral forms illuminated by a ghostly glow. Their eyes bore the weight of centuries of longing, and their outstretched hands reached towards me as if beckoning me to become a vessel for their tragic love story. I could feel their emotions coursing through me, love that transcended time, betrayal that cut to the core, and a yearning for a reunion denied by the cruel hand of fate. The room echoed with whispers of a love so potent that even death couldn't extinguish its flame. As the spirits sought to reenact their doomed romance through my existence, I found myself caught in a spectral dance, reliving moments of joy and agony that were not my own. The boundaries between past and present blurred, and I became a conduit for the emotions that had lingered in the shadows for centuries. The attic, once a quiet repository of forgotten memories, transformed into a stage for the vengeful spirits to rewrite their tragic narrative. The air resonated with the haunting melodies of a love that defied the passage of time, and I found myself entangled in a spectral drama that echoed through the ages. With each passing moment, the spirit's influence on my reality grew stronger. The line between my identity and that of Eleanor and Samuel became increasingly blurred, as if their memories sought to override my own. The attic, now a realm suspended between the corporeal and the ethereal, bore witness to the reenactment of a love story that refused to be forgotten. As the final echoes of the spirit's tragic tale reverberated through the attic, the room fell silent. The vengeful apparitions faded into the shadows, leaving behind a lingering sense of melancholy. The forgotten journal, now devoid of its spectral influence, lay on the floor, a testament to a love that had transcended the boundaries of time and sought solace in the recesses of the supernatural. I emerged from the attic, haunted by the echoes of a forbidden love that had become entwined with my own existence. The journal, once a silent witness to the past, had unleashed a spectral force that compelled me to experience the agony and ecstasy of a love story that defied the constraints of mortality. The attic, now steeped in the residue of the supernatural encounter, stood as a testament to the enduring power of a love that refused to be confined by the limits of life and death.